Meanwhile, the Commerce Minister Suresh Prabhu highlights the achievements of the Modi government in the last 5 years. Speaking at ET Global's Business Summit, Prabhu says the government has reversed the decline in exports. Moreover, he also adds that India witnessed record merchandise exports in FY19. Talking about the fears of trade tussle with US, he says India will make sure to participate in international trade without disrupting partners. Listen in.
At a time when there are unprecedented situations developing in the world, where global trade has been facing a real headwind. Till 2008, we had a very interesting phenomena in which the global growth was all the time positive, and the global trade was growing at a rate even faster than global growth rate. Since then, we have been seeing a deceleration of growth, but also decline in the quantity as well as the value of global trade. And we have seen the phenomena witnessed in 2008 has actually resulted in benefits to all countries in one form or the other. And we have seen that was a period when the highest number of poor were uplifted from poverty, and those Millennium Development Goals which were set by the United Nations heads of state, heads of government, were accomplished thanks to this huge growth in the global GDP. But now we are seeing a different scenario, and that was 2008 till recently. But now the recent, particularly 2018, would be remembered for that, in which we are seeing a completely changed scenario in which people are now talking about whether WTO should be there or not, what is the efficacy of global trading system, and in that context the GBS is taking place. So it should be our endeavor not just to increase our GDP, which in any case is happening, but also to help globally how to bring in a transformative approach towards the global trade issues. Therefore, India took the lead. In 2017, when we had a very unsuccessful, to put it very mildly, the ministers' meeting in Buenos Aires, India took the lead, and on 19th and 20th of March 2018, we organized a mini-ministerial attended by 52 countries. Because it was attended by so many countries, you cannot really call it a mini-ministerial. Because normally mini-ministerials are about 20-25 countries. This was the biggest mini-ministerial, representing all sections of the global community. And since then, we have been taking a lead to ensure that WTO remains central to the global trading system. And we are seeing huge challenges. Countries putting various trade barriers, questioning the very tenets on which the global trading system has been built. And despite that, we are trying to grow, and happy to note that India registered not only 7% plus growth rate in economy, but also in exports. We have been seeing a decline in exports for a long time, and this year we are already having a 9% positive, and India would register the highest merchandise exports ever in 2018-19 by March. That would also mean that we would have crossed between merchandise and service exports of $500 billion of total exports. And our strategy now would be how to increase them substantially as we go along, for which we are working on various strategies, doing geography-specific, product-specific metrics, and developing what needs to be done to ensure that we increase our market share. So we have already done for Africa. In fact, next month we will have called all the African ministers. I have invited them, probably in this same place. We are doing in the next few days with the Latin Americans. Yesterday I hosted all the ASEAN ministers. They came home also. We are done for the East Asia. So East Asia, Southeast Asia, we are doing it for the Middle East. His Excellency, the Ambassador of UAE is here. Only other day, after very successful meeting with His Highness Sheikh Hamad, we have now decided to work together on very strategic economic issues. Not only our relationship is strategic in many forms, also in that. The Crown Prince, His Highness Saudi Crown Prince was here, and we have now decided to work together on very comprehensive ideas with that. So we are working on a very comprehensive strategy for all geographies to increase India's share in the global trade, which in turn, in line with your thinking, this is a global business summit, so we don't want to only look at how we will benefit, but while we benefit, we want to make sure that even others benefit, the global community benefits. And therefore, we are working on a strategy like this at a time when we also prepared a domestic robust strategy. India would be a $5 trillion economy in 7 years, for which I prepared a plan. I would not call it a plan because we don't have planning commission anymore. It's a strategy. It was prepared in my ministry. Strategy is how to make 5 trillion in which increasing today's share of GDP from manufacturing to 20%, that's $1 trillion. Increasing share of services to 60%, that's a $3 trillion. And increasing share of agriculture to $1 trillion mark. And that will make 5 trillion. For which detailed strategies with the industry has been worked out for what we'll manufacture in the next few years' time. Of course, our target is 10 trillion, and while we reach 5 trillion, we'll also fine-tune the strategies for the $10 trillion. And therefore, we are working on it, for which we created first time agriculture export policy. Today, our idea is to take agriculture exports to $100 billion, for which we are working on which product can be exported from India to which country.
And that was the Commerce Minister Suresh Prabhu.